The war in Ukraine. Russia is standing by its claim that Ukraine is preparing to use a dirty bomb, an explosive device laced with radioactive material. It's never provided any evidence to back up the claim, but has been pressing its case at the UN Security Council. A senior Russian general alleges that work by two organizations in Ukraine was in the final stages, while the American, French and British foreign ministers in a joint statement called this transparently false. And this all comes against a background of reports of Ukrainian advances on the battlefield in the south of the country in the region of Kherson. Over the past few days, evacuation of civilians have been taking place from the city of Kherson that the Russians occupied in the first days of the war. And in just the last hour, half an hour in fact, the new UK Prime Minister's office has confirmed that Rishi Sunak has spoken to President Zelensky. Now, we're told that they agreed on the need to keep economic sanctions on Russia and that Mr. Sunak hopes to meet the president in person soon. So let's cross over live to Kyiv now to speak to Andrei Zagorodnyuk, Ukraine's former defense minister. Before we talk about the conversation between Rishi Sunak and Volodymyr Zelensky, let's start with the accusations from Russia regarding this potential use of a dirty bomb. Just why are they talking about this? Where on earth are they getting any of this kind of level of detail from? None of it, of course, has been confirmed or proved by Russia.
We have same question, to be honest. We don't know, because it just came out of the blue. Obviously, we do not make such bombs. We do not plan use them in any of our operational environment. It's deeply immoral to use them. It's deeply illegal. It's definitely not our methods. So for us, it was the same surprise. And of course, we strongly deny that. And we're very happy that the international community clearly understands and supports us, because this doesn't make any sense. What we're concerned about is, of course, that Russians are planning a false flag operation. So because we had that before, we had the accusations that we were trying to attack Russia back in the winter last year, and then they attacked us. And we also remember cases when they were allegedly even blowing up their own homes in order to blame some other people. So there is a history of false flag operations in Russia, and of course we are considering this whole information campaign as dangerous because they're doing this for some reason. And what is this reason is we can only hypothesize, but there must be some. So that's why we are very concerned, and we're looking at the possible options.
And when it comes to concern, we've heard a really concerning warning when it comes to the Deputy Prime Minister of Ukraine telling Ukrainian civilians, refugees outside of Ukraine, not to come back to the country over the winter. I mean, that must be just so difficult for you to hear. But why is she saying that?
Because we expect Russians to bomb our and target our energy infrastructure, and we expect a very difficult winter. They are currently specifically targeting our energy plants, our heating plants, electricity plants, and so on. We constantly have the blackouts, and of course we're fixing it as much as we can, but we believe that with the winter coming it would be more difficult. So that's why people who have a chance to wait for a winter time somewhere else, I mean, they probably should use that chance.
And when it comes to what is happening on the ground itself, just talk us through of what you can when it comes to the gains made by the Ukrainian military.
The whole focus, of course, is currently in the east and in the south. In the east, around the Donbas area, Russians were trying to break our lines. They didn't succeed. Today, they had like a whole number of attacks which didn't succeed. So we're holding our ground. They failed to capture Bakhmut, which was a big target for them for this week. And for the previous week. And in Kherson, they are preparing to retreat. They are evacuating their so-called administrations. They are clearing money from the banks. They are taking out the properties. They are the people who Russia put there to run those areas, and some military equipment and so on. So And we are advancing down there in the Kherson area, and we believe that there will be more progress in the future days.
And we're hearing that the new Prime Minister, the new British Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, has spoken to Volodymyr Zelensky, to your Prime Minister, and he has stressed his assurance that the UK will continue to support Ukraine. I'm sure that you will be pleased to hear that. But of course, you need actions, and you need, what is it that you need from the international community?
It's still the same. It's a long-range firepower equipment, weapons and equipment. It's the armored vehicles, tanks. Same list as we've been discussing for months. We are very happy to see that new British government is confirming that they would continue the policy of supporting Ukraine. And if that is continued, then we'd be absolutely happy, because we enjoyed a very fruitful cooperation with the UK government for all these months. So we hope that it continues in the future as well.
Okay, well, for the time being, Andrei Zagorodnyuk, Ukraine's former defense minister, thank you for your time.